Hello, my name is Jordan Thomas. This is Unmasked Athletes, who I'm here to talk to today.
My name is Ja'Naya Lenai. I am a track athlete at Appalachian State University, and I'm from Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about your background, like where you're from, and yeah, tell me about that.
So as I said, I'm from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I started running track when I was probably in kindergarten. I didn't really start doing it as competitively until I got towards middle school and high school years. Because I was still dancing because dancing was what I did before anything else. But I started doing it more and more my sophomore year of high school. So
That's awesome. Yeah, tell me a little about your childhood growing up in the environment you were at in the area.
so I am surrounded by not only family by blood, but family by love. Like I have such a big support system in my coaches from AAU and my cousin Derek Speaks, who still coaches me to this day. And my high school coaches, like I've had such a loving and supportive system, not only with my family, but also with the people in my community. And my mama, she's always raised me to be a go getter. She's the one who knew that I could make it out of high school and go to collegiate track. Like, she's the one who pushed me the hardest. She would wake me up at 5 a.m. and tell me, Janai, you need to go downstairs, you need to go work out. Mind you, I still had practice that day. So I was getting in 2, 3 extra workouts. But she knew the potential that I had and she knew the strength that I had. And she wanted that to blossom, to grow. And it did. So it definitely paid off. Her harsh words sometimes and her pushing me to the limit, it definitely paid off to who I am and where I am today. So
That's amazing. Shout out, moms, for sure. Uh, Tell me when you like first fell in love with track. Like, can I give me a little backstory about that?
So I'll say I first fell in love with it my sophomore year of high school outdoor season. So there was the state championships and we were running the 4x4. And this was the first time like I've ever like that was the first year I've ever run the 400. And my coach at the time, Coach Charles, he also saw potential in me and forced me into running this into running the 400. And when when I crossed that finish line and I found out that we got I think it was second place. It was second or third place. Well, we were on the podium. I was just ecstatic. Like I was like I've never felt this type of joy, this type of feeling in anything that I've done. And the amount of work that I've put into it, coming off of injury and being able to still come out here and do what I do, it was amazing. And that moment, I just I was like, yeah, I think I want to do this for a little minute. and that
That's
little
amazing.
and that little minute turned into a whole college career.
Hey, God has always a plan for you. You never know what it
Yes,
might be.
he
Tell me a little bit
does.
about your high school career, for sure.
So high school, it definitely started off a little rocky. Um, my sophomore year indoor season, I hurt my ankle pretty badly because they wanted me to do hurdles. Definitely not a hurdle girl. Will never touch hurdles ever again. Maybe one day, but not anytime soon. But so I hurt my ankle indoor season of my sophomore year. I came back outdoor season, and my coach put me in the 400. And I was like, I don't even know if I can run this, but he believed in me, my family believed in me, and all I had to do was believe in myself and I was able to do what I do. And that one year, that first year that I ran the the 400, my first time I went under a minute. And so them them seeing that and me being able to do that and it being my first time running the 400 ever, they was like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna keep doing that." And I'm looking at them like, "No, I don't want to keep doing this. That hurts." But they were like, "No, no, no, you're good at it, so that's what you're gonna do." I was like, "Okay, I guess." And then going to my junior year, I will say my junior year is was the best year athletically that I've ever had. Because I was also hurt my senior year going into my freshman year of college, so that was rocky. But my junior year, I went the fastest I've ever went in the 400 at the time, which was 56.2. I was 11th in the nation at Penn State. So it was definitely uh, a heartwarming, excited experience that I would have never experienced had I not decided to put my all into track and to keep moving forward, even when the rocky days came, or I didn't want to wake up early, or I didn't want to go to practice. It just, it all came together perfectly. Like I would have it no other way. And so I was just, that's just how my high school career was rocky, but being faithful and push and moving forward, it definitely brought me out of the cave and into the light. So
Yeah, like how was your mental health through, obviously the injuries and, like how did you overcome those things?
I would have to say that it was hard. Really hard because you don't always have people to talk to, and I think that's what everybody needs is somebody to talk to, somebody that they can just let their guard down. And I had that to a certain extent, and I was just very grateful for the people in my life that gave me that availability to just relax. But it was definitely hard. Like some days I wanted to give up. I really did. I wanted to give up and I wanted to never go back to practice ever again. And I know a lot of track people say that, like I'm never going to practice again, but they show up. And that's just kind of how it was. Like I don't want to be here, but I'm going to do my best to show up. And it was just the constant praying, the constant crying, the constant just believing that everything is going to be okay. And I had to really sit myself down some days and just take a breath because it can all be overwhelming and underwhelming at the same time because you're like, oh, I should be here and other people are over here. And that's why it's bad for people to compare themselves to other people because they're not where you're at and you're not where they're at. They're at a different stage in life than you. And that's one of the things that I had to definitely tell myself all the time because in high school especially I had an issue with comparing myself to other people or comparing myself to their times. And I'm like, I had to realize that that's not for me right now. If it was for me right now and I put in the work for it, then I would have it. Now, if I didn't put in the work for it, then that was on me. But if I put in the work for it and I just didn't achieve it, then it's not meant for me right now. It's meant for me somewhere down the line. And that's definitely something that God taught me every year. Not to compare myself to other people and to be patient. He teaches me to be patient every year. I be feeling like, Lord, when am I ever going to stop having to be patient? And he's like, never. So I had to just be patient, wait for my turn, and just keep believing, keep trusting, keep having faith because it's rocky. Anything that you do that requires challenge and that requires you to fight for it, it's gonna be rocky on your body, mentally, physically, emotionally. It's gonna be rocky, and you're just gonna have to understand that it's gonna be rocky, and then find a way to find the joy in the little moments. And that's just what I've had to do is find the joy in the little moments.
Yeah, for sure. And I think the hardest part, like, where, obviously the last episode that we recorded together that just didn't go through, sadly. But like, I think you are you're not even kind of, but I know for a fact you're right. It's comparison to thief to joy. Like and it's hard. That's the society we live in. You got to look a certain way, you got to act a certain way to, be of culture, or, some of your friends might act a certain way, do a certain way, and you might want to be able to fit in.
Mhm.
But that's the hard part, and God is also teaching me patience because I'm a very, very, very patient person.
You and me
But
both.
And it's crazy how like God teaches you how to be patient through trials, and sometimes like,
Yes.
well, dang, like God's really teaching me through this. Like I really want to know like what did you learn about yourself through those trials and tribulations? What's something that you noticed and was proud about yourself through that journey?
Something that I'm proud about myself is that I would always push through. And sometimes people would tell me that I would push through too much and that I would need to sit down. But I'm the type of person to push through it, push through the pain, even though I shouldn't. But it's the fact of I have that discipline, I have that motivation to want to push through it, to want to keep moving, to want to grow, to want to not have these injuries or these things happen to me anymore, to just be better as a person, as an athlete, as a student, just to do that. But I I know that patience is definitely a virtue. Like I've learned that I can be very impatient. My coach at App State, he'll tell me, he'll be like, Linder, you know God's testing you, right? You know he wants you to be patient. Like he's teaching you. Maybe not testing, but he's teaching you. He's teaching you to be patient because he knows that if you get this right now, you're gonna want to keep going and it's gonna go in the wrong direction. And he's always telling me to not overthink, to be patient, and to just wait for my turn because it's going to come. And when it does come, I need to be ready. So I need to be doing the things that I'm supposed to be doing on the sidelines, outside of practice. So that way, when God is like, I'm giving this to you, I can be able to be like, okay, I can take it now and I can run with it. And Him run beside me, not just me running by myself.
Mm.
But so I'm proud that I keep going, even though there are a lot of things that try to stop me and try to hinder me. I keep going. Every day is not a good day. Every day is not a day full of smiles. There's a lot of days that I'm full of tears and it's a sad sad world. But I again remember the little moments. The moments of when I am fully healthy, when I am fully healed, the moment that I'm going to get on the podium, the moment that I step out on that track and run my hardest, I remember those moments. And I look forward to those moments. So I have to put in the work now and to move forward. So,
That's amazing. And that just shows like God's testimony, that your testimony through God, and that's amazing. Like it's crazy how, you know, God can work in so many mysterious ways, and he teaches you lessons without showing you, obviously the actions, because the
mhm.
actions is something that you have to be willing to do, and obstacles you have to be able to, hurdle over. Which is amazing. Like so far, the things you've been able to learn so far through your life is it's amazing. And without that, like all glory to God, because without Him putting those trials and those roadblocks in your life, like the type of person you would be without God, like just imagine that. Like just
I,
imagine the things.
True. I
Yeah,
wouldn't be no good person. That's for sure. That's for
yeah,
sure.
and
I probably wouldn't even wake up in the morning.
yeah,
Because
and
without
but
God, like there is literally nothing. Like there's no joy, there's no peace, there's no love. Like that's all who God is. God is joy, God is love, God is peace, God is kindness, like God is gentleness. That's all He is. And so without God, I feel like there would be no love, there would be no joy, and there would be no peace. So
yeah,
I wouldn't want to live in that world. Shoot, not me.
me either, not me, definitely not me. And I always say, God always fill the holes in your heart that nothing else or no one can fulfill. And
So true.
God is whole. Like God is the whole entire package. I mean, He's our creator. And no matter what, whoever is out there is always like isn't faithful. Like, God's always with you. Like
Mhm.
I just always say like when you take a test, you don't expect the teacher to give you the answers right away to the quiz or the test.
Exactly.
And that's just how God works in your life. Like the moment you feel like He's not listening, that's when He's really testing you. That's
Yep.
when He's really listening. Um, Sorry to get off topic, but I don't want to be over here. But
No, we're
like kind
good.
of tell me a little bit about your college career. Like kind of tell me a little bit about that.
So I've I would say I've had a good two past years. Still some injuries within those 2 years, but I've come home with a medal every year, thank God. And I've been able to experience a lot of different things, whether that's a different running style, a different running pace. I've been taught so many new things, and sometimes it takes a little minute to take it all in, but once I've got once I've gotten it in my system and I know what to do, I'm able to just go out there and just run. And I give all the thanks, not all of it, but I give most of my thanks to my coach, Coach Brewer, because he has to put up with me every day. I know he'd be tired of me, but that's just the type of relationship that we have. He'll definitely push me to my limit. I'll try to sit down and he will tell me to get up immediately. Like it does, he pushes me almost like my mom pushes me, and that's something I definitely need and love. Not all the time, because sometimes I'd be like, I can't do it today. I can't
I
do it.
definitely understand that. I definitely
But
understand that.
but other than that, he's definitely pushes me and definitely um still instills faith in me and remembering to rely on God and reminding me that, and I have to remind myself this every day, is that God is the author of my story. I can't write my own story. God is writing it for me. He's already written it out. It's just my duty to follow and to be obedient. And I have to remind myself that every day, literally. I just went off topic. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. No, you're good. I
but
like it.
but going back to the college experience, I just it's been a good past 2 years. I did recently um come off of an injury. I got injured in April. I tore my plantar fascia in my heel, so that was not a good thing for me to do. So I missed my outdoor season, but it definitely gave me a lot of time to get my mental together, because I've been struggling with that, I will say, especially in college. College and athletics and school, it can be so stressful. And it's really stressful. And if you don't have the right people surrounding you, the right kind of support system and the right God to follow, it's gonna be very hard to overcome all the stress that's handed to you. And I was able to use this injury as a teaching moment, a learning moment for myself, learn who I am and whose I am. And it just allowed me to understand where I am in this season of my life and how I cannot let little things disrupt the plans that God have for me, and not let the little things disrupt my joy or my running pace or anything else that could hinder me. And so the injury, I did not like it. I hate it. I hate being injured. And my coach would tell you day and night, like I wanted to go out there and run. Every time I would go to practice, I'd be like, can I go run? Mind you, I have a boot on. So how am I going? But I hated not being able to do something that I love. I love running. And sometimes being in a collegiate sport, your love for that sport can sometimes be diminished by all the responsibilities and the stress that comes with doing that sport on such a high level. And this definitely gave me a moment to realize how much I do need my sport and I love my sport. Now, it doesn't define who I am, it just enhances who I am. And I love that enhancement, and I need that enhancement because it gives me joy, it gives me life, it gives me breath. Like it just running is just something that I love to do. And I hated not being able to do that, and especially not being able to do it with my teammates. Like I just I felt left out, but I had to remember again that God plans things for a reason. And this was just me to watch, to learn, and to listen. That's what that season was for. And I'm still in it right now, but it's hard to watch.
Yeah.
and to listen and to
Something that you invest so much time, hard work, blood, sweat, and tears into something, watching it, obviously you just watching it in front of you, and while you knowing that you can be there, but there's a little setback. I know that definitely sucks. As a
Mhm.
collegiate athlete, I've been injured a lot in my career. I have old man knees, but like,
Me too. I
I
have old
definitely.
woman knees.
I definitely understand that aspect, but I think the older you get, the more you realize, like, you start to appreciate when you are doing the sport. You start to appreciate the little things because in one slip up, one moment, you can get sat back out. Now you have to watch it. And I
Yeah.
think sometimes we are, too greedy. And I think we don't think enough because we're too comfortable in our
Mhm.
situations in our life. And I think when we get too comfortable, that's when bad things happen. And I kind of want to go back to what you were saying before. Like, why do you think that athletes don't speak out about their mental health? Is it because the resources that the college itself don't give, or you think that it's like a stigma of like they think that it'll set them back in their sport?
I will say for me, I haven't been one to always talk about my feelings or emotions. So speaking out about it is pretty difficult and pretty a new thing for me. I'm very used to kind of holding it in. And I won't say it's because of lack of resources. I'll say it was more so how I was raised. And I just, I wasn't raised all the time to speak out about my emotions, or I would be too emotional or too soft. And it's just kind of like, well, how am I gonna grow? How am I gonna know when I can say something or when I can't if I don't if I'm not allowed to just speak it? And so mental health is definitely a thing that everybody should take in consideration because there's a lot of things that people are going through that they don't talk about. And and people don't realize that that's hindering them more than helping them. They think them holding it in is better for them because they're not burdening somebody or they're not bothering somebody with their problems. But even the Bible tells us to share our burdens, and sometimes we need those people to lean on, not to lean on forever, but to lean on because we are helpers of one another. We are not supposed to do anything on our own. That is why God is here, and that is why He has us here. We as believers of Christ are here to help other believers and to help other people, because that shows other people the love of who Jesus is. And the the part of mental health not being shared or broadcast, I will say it does have a stigma to some extent because a lot of people are like, oh, well, they seem happy, or well, they have all this going for them, and some people don't have anything. And we're like, everybody has a different life. Everybody has different struggles, and not everybody's struggles are the same. So what, they may have a full ride, they still might struggle. So what, they don't have a ride at all, they still might struggle. Everybody has their own struggles, and nobody should be judged for their own struggles because it's their unique struggle. And I feel like there's a lot of judgment sometimes going on with people and their different struggles, but it shouldn't, because everybody struggles. Everybody has challenges they need to overcome. Everybody has things that they want in life and then that they need to grow towards in life. And it's hard sometimes to speak out about it because you don't want to be judged and you don't want to be seen as something different, or oh she's really sad, or she has a lot of things going on in her life, like, oh, let me back up. Like, it's just a point of being, yes, there are things going on in my life, there are moments that I don't appreciate in my life, but it doesn't change who I am. It doesn't change the joyous spirit that I have. It just alters some of the things that I say, some of the things that I do, because I don't want to burden somebody. I don't want to put all this stuff on somebody else, especially if you don't know me. You don't know me, you're not going to understand.
Yeah.
And it's just, I will say, it's difficult, but it can become easy when you surround yourself with the right people and you talk to the right people. So,
Yeah, and how you said, like, I feel like also some people struggle easier than others. So they can put that persona on. And one thing I kind of really wanted to ask you that I never asked last time was like, do you think that being not only a black student athlete, do you think that add pressure, but also like you're a black student athlete woman? Like, do you think that adds more pressure on top of, your mental health, the way you got to act? Like, kind of tell me a little bit about that.
Um, I would say it doesn't put too much pressure on me. Um, being being a woman, maybe being a black student athlete, yes, but a lot of times people expect more from us because I am black, and they're like, oh, well, she's just probably naturally athletic, like she can do that. And sometimes it's just like you don't want to put on a persona that other people will judge, especially being black. You don't want to be too ghetto, or you don't want to be too whitewashed. And it's just you gotta find that in between. And you're like, well, why can't I just be me? Like, I just want to be me, and that me could be all sorts of things. It could be anything, but you won't know that because you think I'm one thing. You're putting me in a box, and I don't want to be in a box. I'm unique on my own, so let me be unique.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, most of the people that I interact with, especially in my school, they understand that. And that's one thing that I love about App State is that they understand the uniqueness in everybody. And I've never had a problem with being a black student athlete or a woman for that matter. So I will definitely say that's one of the perks of being at my school. I've never had a problem. So
That's awesome. I just wanted to like kind of hit that on the head because I think, how you said like you think like a lot of people think because we're black, like we automatically are gifted with, the stereotypical things,
Mhm.
which like we also have to work hard. We also have to work even harder. We also even like I go to predominantly all white college, so it's
Mhm.
like I there's a thing called code switching. Obviously, you know what that is. Like I
Yes.
have to code switch. I gotta act a certain way. Like I like fashion. My fashion
Mhm.
versus another culture fashion. They might look at me like, what is he doing? I'm driving the car with my loud music, pull up to practice, bumping my music and my like. That's just me.
Yes, all
That's
loud.
just Yes, that's just my culture, and I feel like at times I have to switch who I am and my culture to make other people comfortable. So that's what I mean by it's like at times it does feel like you're in a box
Mhm.
and you can't be in when the moment you can't be yourself, like I'd be like, I can't play the way I want to play because I don't feel like I'm 100% me, and now I feel like I'm a puppet to
Yeah.
the other people in my peers around me. But that's all I kind of want to add. I think you kind of hit that on the head, and how earlier you kind of like comparatively the joy of my you're comparing yourself to other people, how they carry themselves is like, should I go do that? Should I go be a follower? And then I'm like, the
Mhm.
only person you should feel judged or follow is God. Like, He's our
Yep.
shepherd. Everybody don't listen to opinions of sheep. I live by that, and I remind myself that every
Mhm.
day. Like you can't judge me. You're a sheep. I'm a sheep. That's the man of the club.
Exactly.
That's his job. Yeah,
The only
and
one
like
who
I
can
wanted,
judge me is God.
amen to that. Preach on that. And the question I want to ask you is like I kind of want to take a deep dive in that. How did your faith come about you? How do you sustain a good be a good faithful servant of God, and try not to live a lukewarm Christian life?
Oh boy, that's hard. I would say that is definitely on the top of one of the most hardest things in life is how to stay faithful, how to not be a lukewarm Christian, how to be fully on fire for the Lord. It is not always easy because there are always temptations that come your way, and it looks appeasing, but you know that you shouldn't do it. But you sometimes you do it because you're thinking you're the author. I'm the author. Instead of thinking God's my creator. He's the author and the finisher of my story. So
Mm,
I shouldn't even be trying to edit or alter any plans in this book. But sometimes we think on our own, like on our own cognizance, and it's bad for us. Thinking on our own is 100% bad for us. But I started my journey fully, I will say, towards the end of my high school career. Um, that's when I really started to dive into my relationship with the Lord because I grew up in a Christian household always, God first always. I grew up on that, but I never fully indulged in it myself until towards the end of my senior year. And I always prayed, I always did that, but I never truly appreciated God until that time because I knew God was who he was. I knew he was full of love, and I kind of took that for granted. And sometimes I still do. But I took that for granted a lot before I decided to dedicate my life to Christ. I think that was a year and a half ago. I think maybe, well, I dedicated my life to Christ in my senior year, but I got baptized um, my the summer of going into my sophomore year. I got baptized last year. But I've always loved the Lord. I even sang on the praise team. Like I just, I didn't fully understand who he was and what he has done until I started to dive more into the Bible and get more into my word. Because if I'm not in the word, how can God's presence flow through me if it's not in me? And so I had to realize that for me to be able to exhibit God's love, for me to be able to show up and be obedient as a follower of Christ, I have to myself dedicate my time to in his word, dedicate my time to him. Because if I don't, then how am I going to show other people? How am I going to help other people who need me? And everybody needs somebody in this world, and somebody's going to need me one day. And I need to be able to be prepared for that one day. And if I'm not prepared, then that what am I doing? Like we're
Yeah.
on this earth to follow Christ and to get other people to follow Christ. So if I'm not following Christ and I can't lead anybody else to follow Christ, I can't help anybody along the way if I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. And so I've just tried my best to be obedient, which is hard. Follow what God has told me to do because it's not always easy. And sometimes you can feel left out from the culture and from the world because you can't do some type of things. You can't do other things. And those other things aren't necessarily good for you, but because you see other people enjoying and doing those things, you're like, oh, well, I'm missing out. But in reality, God's saying, you're not missing out. I'm preparing you. Yeah, I'm preparing you for
Mm.
something more. And once I realized that, I'm like, you know what? God, you so right. I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah.
You so, you
You
so
said,
right.
hey,
I don't know. I'm gonna
you
let you take the wheel because I don't know why you
yeah.
let me drive in the first place, but but that's what happens. God gives us free will, and our free will is to we have free will to choose him, not to choose ourselves, but to choose him. So if you take the wheel, okay, that's your choice. You have free will to take the wheel, and he's stepping back. Now when you allow him
Yep.
back into your life and to take the wheel, he's all on it. He won't even let go. But until we accept him fully and until we accept who he truly is and understand who he truly is, he can never fully take the wheel. Until we fully surrender, he won't ever fully take the wheel because we'll always have one hand on it. So until we let
Yep.
go, we can't, like, we won't ever get where we need to be in that time that he set for us because we're always trying to, oh, make a mistake, turn left. And God's trying to tell us to keep straight. We're trying to make U-turns. And it's not always easy. I've made some mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes, lots of mistakes, and I will make some more. Not trying to speak that into life, but I am human. I'm not perfect. The only one perfect is Jesus. And I know that down the line there will be mistakes that I have made that I will make, but it's the point of realizing that some mistakes I don't have to make because I should learn. There are some
Yep.
mistakes that I should never make because I knew right from wrong. But instead, I chose to take the wheel. But there are, there will be times where you're like, you have to sit down and pray. You literally have to sit yourself down and pray. Otherwise, you will make those mistakes. And a lot of times we don't want to sit. We just want to we want to
Go,
go.
go.
And sometimes you just have to be still. Like if all you do is just going and going, how do you ever have time to sit and listen to what he's saying? You don't. Because you have all this stuff playing in your ear, all this stuff that you're seeing, all this stuff that you're doing. There's there's nothing, there's no time for him to speak to you, for you to listen. And so that's something that I've had to learn is to be still, because I don't like to be still. I really don't.
Yeah, me either.
But that's something that I've had to learn is to literally just be still, because if I'm not, then I won't ever fully get his presence. And so that's one thing that I have to, I won't say force myself, but sometimes I have to push myself to do in the morning is to literally sit in silence or listen to instrumental worship music and just sit, because that's his time to speak to me. I should be able to take the time in the morning before I do anything to sit with God, the person that woke me up, the person that's going to keep me safe for the rest of the day. I should be able to take the time to sit with him for 30 minutes, because I'm going to spend the rest of the 23 hours and 30 minutes doing God knows what else. So I need to take time out of my day to prioritize the one who woke me up this morning, the one who's going to protect me, and the one who guides me along the way. And that's something that I've had to learn. It's not always easy, but with a good community, which I do have at App State, a good community of followers of Christ, of people who are like-minded, definitely you can definitely do it. Like it's not always easy and you will make mistakes, but it's the it's how you get out of those mistakes and when you get out of those mistakes. Are you going to stay on the train even though you know it's going the wrong way? Or are you going to get off? Like those are the decisions we have to make. You going to stay
Yeah.
or are you going to go? So it's a lot, but it can become so little once we truly understand how God works. And once we truly let go of the will, it can become so peaceful.
Yep, I couldn't agree more. The question I want to ask you is like, you are a very faithful person. You're very understanding. You're very wise and smart, especially for your age. You're very mature for your age compared to a lot of people.
Thank
The
you.
key word, as I said, compared to a lot of people. But like, I kind of want to ask you, like, earlier you kind of like said something that kind of hit me home while you were talking. I'm thinking like, she's super smart, she's super wise, and you said that you really couldn't open up to people. Like, how could like what can somebody do to help best support you? Like how can somebody best where you can be open and unlock where you can not spill and tell your whole entire life story, but where you're able to open up in a healthy way? Like how can somebody best support you?
I would say for me, and this is gonna sound so crazy, but patience. Cause it takes me a little minute to open up to people only because of some of the things that I've gone through in life. And I when I used to open up to the people that I thought were really close to me, that I thought loved me unconditionally, it kind of took a turn for the worse. And I just I love to talk and I love to open up about love to do that with people. I just don't me myself get hurt or have it used against me. And that's something that I don't want to happen. But to help me to help me open up, to help me to speak out more, patience and just showing me genuine emotion. Like you don't have to tell me all the right words, but genuine connection. Be you. Like if you're you and you're showing me like that's you, then I'm gonna show you me. But if you're putting on a facade and I can see it, I'm not gonna trust you. I'm not gonna want to talk to you. So the real answer is to be genuine, to be patient with me, and to, if you're my friend, to just love me. Because once I know that you love me, I know that you care for me, and I know that you're genuine towards me, that'll open the door right up, because I feel safe. I need to feel safe with that person to be able to open it up. And then if you show me later on down the line that I wasn't safe with you, then I have a problem. But I I just have to trust the person. Like,
Yeah.
truly and genuinely.
Yeah, not to cut you off or anything. Like while you're talking, I'm kind of thinking because I think the exact same way, and I could be very wrong with asking this question, but do you think you putting up walls is that just the walls is not only to, block off this person from getting to know you, but is that just you being scared that they're going to hurt you? Do you think that the walls are, are you thinking that you want better for yourself and that person is not able to give you it? Like, kind of explain that to me.
I'll say I put up walls to, because, and I will say I do have a fear of being hurt, even though God isn't a God of fear. So forgive me, Lord. But I internally, I do have a fear of being hurt, because I have been hurt by close people, and I don't like feeling hurt, because that's not who I am. Because when I'm hurt, it kind of sinks in, and it really hurts my heart, and it hurts my heart for a long time. And, well, I won't say a long time, but a good amount of time. And I don't like feeling like that, because that's not who I am. I'm not a sad person. I'm not slumped. I'm a very bright, joyous person. Like, I like to be that person. And when somebody breaks my heart, or when somebody hurts me and I care for you, it kind of makes me be like, well, did I really know you? Like, were you putting on a facade this whole time? Am I dumb? Like, I'd be doubting myself. Like, did I not have enough discernment to see that you weren't who you were? Like, it is that fear of that I didn't do my job diligently on vetting somebody. And
Mm,
I have to realize that sometimes I'm not always going to get the the vetting, the background check. I'm not always going to get
yeah,
all the answers, and sometimes I do have to just go through it, because sometimes it's needed. Now, it doesn't always feel good, but
yeah,
I will say that that is one of the reasons why I do keep up walls, and I don't really talk to a lot of people, and I don't have a lot of close friends that I talk to like that, because I don't want some of the words that I'm saying to get spread or gossiped about,
yeah,
or to be ammunition to come back at me when I say something that you don't like. And because
yeah.
I'm
Do
a
you
real
think,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but do you think that is it a fear of you not thinking that you're ever enough for somebody?
Are you in my brain right now? I would say I definitely used to feel that way, and even though I love my mom to death, I love her. I forgive me, mother, for saying this, but sometimes I did feel that way towards my mother, when she would always push me, and I just couldn't hit the times for her. And she'd be like, "Naya, I know you can hit these times." I would always feel like I wasn't good enough, and we both had to learn how to change that relationship and how to shift, because some of the words that she would say would be needed, but not at that time. And I even remember one moment where I did horrible at a meet, and she's calling me, and she's like, "Well, what happened?" And she's trying to talk to me, and I'm just like, Mommy, I know, like, what you're gonna say is something that I need, but I'm not gonna be able to take it how you want me to take it right now. So I'm gonna have to call you tomorrow, because I'm not going to be able to efficiently take this in and not feel some kind of way. And I love you. And I'm not trying to tell you this to hurt your feelings, but I'm not going to be able to take it how you want me to take it. I need a minute. And I literally had to tell her that. Now, she might have felt some type of way. She might have been hurt a little, but I called her the next day, and I told her, I said, okay, now I'm ready to listen. Like, because especially when I had a meet. I had another race the next day. I can't now I'm thinking in my head all those thoughts. Okay, my mom's upset with me because I did horrible on this race yesterday. And I I don't want to fill my head or my heart with those type of things, especially when I have a race on the next day. And especially if I'm not going to take it how it's supposed to be taken. If I take it with a nasty attitude, then she's going to feel some kind of way and that relationship becomes estranged. And I don't want
Mm.
that. And I don't need that. So sometimes I had to just tell people like, I love you, but I I can't talk right now. Like
Yeah.
I just can't because I know how my brain works and I know how my body functions when those type of thoughts are in my head. And if I need to go out here and perform well, I can't have all those thoughts on me. I can't have that burden on like those feelings or emotions on me like at all. So I will definitely say it's a battle. It's a working battle. But
Yeah, for sure. And
yeah.
that's okay though. Like, like sometimes when you're sometimes you got to choose yourself in those moments. It's like it's not you choosing your battles, but it's just like I want to be able to choose peace at this moment because I just need to take a step back. But
Mhm.
not only like I feel like that's good that you do that because like if people are always in your head, you never get to hear your thoughts. You're listening to the outside world, but your world is getting damaged.
Yeah.
And I think at times people, like for example, your mom, your teammates, your coaches, they at times people think that they know what's best for you and they want to see you succeed. But at times it's like that moment where it's like, that's not what's best for me. Not right now. I just need you guys to kind of like let me get my thoughts because like
Yeah.
you want to be successful. You're a collegiate athlete. You don't go to college. I'm sorry, like I'm a competitor. You don't go to college just whoop de doo. Like you want to be
I
successful. Like you
don't.
know what I
I
mean?
don't.
No, like
I
you
was
you got you got your goals.
I do. I was literally on the phone with my coach the other day talking about the things that I can do when I get back so that I can be healthy, completely healthy and better. Cause I'm in it to win it this year. Like I done been hurt. Like I'm ready to go. Like let's go. Like what do I need to do? Like I'm asking him all these things because I am I want to be ready. And I want to
Hmm.
be able to go cuz I done sat out a whole season. And so I'm ready to go, but it's I love them all, but they can definitely be overwhelming sometimes, and sometimes I just have to hit the beep, hang up,
Yep, that's what you got to do. And
because I
it's like
just
with yeah, it because it consumes you. Like it eats at
yes,
you for such a long time, and you're trying to balance everything. And I feel like you're not. You're human. You're human. You're not Superman. Like you can't. Even though we try to be, but at
yes,
the end of the day, the things you can't control, you just leave it in God's hands. And at that moment, it's like, let me take some time to myself. With everything, the trials, tribulations, the obstacles, and everything that you've been through in your life. How do you want, and also your faithfulness, the battles with your faith as well. Like, how do you want to, give back to the world? Like, how do you want to be able to impact your community and the black little girls that one day want to become you and chase after you? Like, how do you want to be able to impact that?
um, I just want to show that you can start off rocky and you can make it to the top, like faith, trust, and patience is definitely the three key things that somebody's going to need if they want to be better, if they want to be a better version of themselves, if they want to go out and explore and be challenged, they're going to need those things because with great things comes great responsibilities. And it
Correct.
also comes great challenges and great obstacles for us to overcome. And it's a lot to deal with. And I would love to have like a little, just like a little community of people just to sit down and to talk with them because some people, especially where I'm from, they they forget that we are a community and that all these young people out here are could have been amazing athletes. They could have been amazing um musicians. They could have been amazing anything, but they got so sucked up into this world because they had nobody to talk to. And I think it's important to have a community, to have an outreach program to get all the little kids and get all even the teenagers, even if you're 20, like to get all the people who have dreams, who have aspirations, who have goals, and to get them together to show if you follow those goals, if you follow those dreams, yes, there's going to be a rocky road. But if you truly commit and if you are truly faithful, you can do all things through Christ. You can literally do anything that you set your mind to, as long as it's in the will of God, obviously. But you can do
Amen to
anything.
that.
You can do anything. And I think people forget that they can do anything. They get so sucked up in being comfortable and settling for less, and they forget that there's so much out here for us to do. We do not have to succumb to what the world tells us to do. We don't. They tell us that because they want to keep us in that little box. You gotta tell yourself, I don't put me in no box. I'm not a Barbie doll. Like, I'm not a doll. Don't put me in no box. I am meant to be out of the box, stepping into the world, running into the world, walking in heels in this world. Like I'm meant to be uniquely me. There's nobody else like me. And there's nobody else like any of these other kids or adults. There's nobody else like you. And they have to know that. And they don't know that because there aren't people telling them that. And so
Yeah,
all I have to say is for anybody is to be you. Be uniquely you. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't do this or you can't do that or that's not going to work for you. No, if it's in the will of God, you do it because that's what he has planned for you. If you feel it in your heart, you feel it, then you go do it. Because that is a purpose. People in this life forget that they have purpose. God gives us a
yeah,
purpose before we are in a womb. Like he gives us a purpose. And we are meant to execute that purpose and to share to the world of that purpose. We all have a purpose, and a lot of people forget that. And they need to be reminded of it because you're not just some human just walking down the street. You have a purpose. You have a reason for life. Like go go find out what that reason is. Remember you
amen.
have a reason to live. Like it's just that's kind of the things that I would say. Like if we had a platform like this right here, this platform of telling people like or sharing stories, this is an example. Like because we're sitting here talking and explaining and showing what faith, trust, patience does, and it provides you a way to finding your purpose. And it's amazing. Like I literally love what you're doing. Like
Thank you
I
so
literally
much.
do. But
No,
that's kind of some things I would say.
you are right, and I think it's a it's a worldly world that we live in. We love possession things. We love materialistic things. You can say we
Hmm.
idolize people and things that are not good for us in our life. There's things that will hold you back in this world, and you don't know. And I don't like to use this word, but it's a cancer. Like
Yes.
the cancer's there, and the cancer starts spreading, and the more it spreads, and now it starts to consume you and it eat at you.
Hmm.
And then about time you know where the cancer's at, it's too late because it's everywhere. And what I mean by it's everywhere, I'm not talking about just the cancer's on you, but you affected other people with the cancer. And
Yep.
now everybody has it around you, but that's the effect of the world that we live in. We chase things and possessions, materialistic things, or women, men, or whatever it may be. We chase those things and we start to forget what is our main goal. And we start to chase things like you love track, I love football. And we think that's our purpose. And the whole time, our purpose is far more beyond
There sure
the world.
is.
And, that's one thing I wanted to add to make sure other people understand, like, no matter what you're going through in this world, if you don't think you have a purpose, your purpose is your purpose is because God made you the way you are. And you may not think you have a purpose now, it's just you're looking in the wrong area. You're
Yep.
looking for people to give you a purpose. And I was at a meeting yesterday, the one I was telling you about. Like, I was at a meeting and the guy said, about his purpose, and I look at him like, God put you in this not for you to have, you to think you have a purpose. That's something that you was always meant to do,
Yep.
and that's something that God wanted you to have. But that was just a little quick round that I want to go on. But the last question I want to be able to ask you before we leave is like, what is the like? Send a message to your family, your loved ones. Send a
Um,
message to them.
Yes. Okay. So I should have wrote the list because I have a lot of people that I love and that love me. But let me just start with one. My mother. My mother will always be number one. She is number one in my heart. She's my best friend. I love her. I love her to life. I love her. She is number one, my number one supporter. Let me get Derek because he trains me. He deals with me every day too. Coach Mario, Coach Charles, I love all of them. Coach Brewer, Coach McLean, like I just they see a lot of potential in me, and they, even when I wasn't making hitting the marks that they knew that I could, they they still trusted and believed in my ability and in the ability that God had given me. Oh, and Coach Sue too. I love her. I love her so much. But there are other people in my life that I don't even need to name because they know who they are, who they have stuck by me through it all. But those are the important people because those are the people that are gonna come and get me if I don't name them. But they're like they have loved me, cared for me, cultivated me. Like they have shaped me. All of them have shaped me. Everyone in my life has shaped me to be who I am today. My family, my nana, my papa, my uncles, my aunts, they have all shaped me to be who I am today. Like my parents, I they're all like all of them have made me who I am. Like I wouldn't be who I am. I wouldn't be Janaya. I would not be Janaya without any of them. Like I just I love them all of them.
Yeah, I'm so happy that you have amazing people around you. You're blessed by God because God put people in your life for a reason. He also takes people out of your life for a reason. So
Mhm.
I'm very happy that you have a good support group, and that they love and take care of you. And that's one thing that makes me happy that people have people to not only to love, but people you can try to count on and rely on. But I just want to say I'm super blessed and fortunate, to have you on the podcast.
Oh,
You have
thanks,
amazing
Mother.
energy. Um, and I can tell, even though we don't know each other that much, like that your energy is contagious. And I want to say, like, continue to be you. God's putting a light in you for a reason. And, He wants you to shine no matter what. And if somebody try to dim your light, just remember, like, God gave me this light. You can't take it out. And
You
that
sure
fire that's
did.
burning in you, good luck on your new season as well. Super happy to, be updated. Watching my girl on the podium, be like, hey, let's go, let's
Yes,
go.
yes,
Yeah. But yeah,
yes,
no, I'm very blessed and fortunate. I can't thank you enough for being on this podcast because you're going to help a lot of people, and I'm super excited to hopefully have you back on the podcast, and
yes.
that'll be something that I'll love to do.
Well, I thank you for allowing me to be on this podcast and just talk for a good little hour. Um, But I am definitely also blessed because this is something I've never done before and it's an extraordinary opportunity and I've loved every bit of this experience. But I also wanted to add one more person and I almost forgot him and I'm so sorry. And he's gonna get me too because he be talking I don't bring him food when I cook. But my cousin Rick, he also trains me at Speed Dreams with Coach Spees and I love them both and maybe one day they'll get food from me.
Hopefully soon. I got you. I'll hold her accountable for you. No, thank you everybody. Shout out to our sponsors on that. Shout out to Primal Eats, St. Augustine Prep, Fox Valley Meal Prep, a whole bunch of other people. I'll DM them and they know that I love them. But this is Unmasked Athletes. Thank you guys so much. This is Jordan Thomas. Thank you.
Thank you.